Hello everyone, today I'm going to share with you the journey I have with this BMW X1. This is the first generation X1. My car is a 2014 model. This is the S-Drive version. It has an 8-speed automatic gearbox. I'm going to tell you whether it's worth it to buy second-hand in the used car market. So if you're looking for a BMW and it's less than 10 years old or approximately 10 years old, this is one of the cars you can find in the classified ads. I think this car, honestly, in my personal opinion, still looks very beautiful. So when it comes to look, obviously it's very personal. Everybody has an individual taste and liking. But personally to me, I like the wagon type of design. And even you turn on the lights, especially in the night time, the tail end, it still looks very beautiful. Especially if I saw another X1 driving on the road, I still admire it quite a lot. Now when it comes to the E84, obviously the price range is quite large, especially for the older model E84, which I think you can find it for about 40,000-ish, or maybe even lesser, depending on the mileage as well. Or even newer model like mine will be 2014, 2015 model. Then it will be slightly more towards the higher end of the price range, about 70-ish. Sometimes I've seen some advertisement, they're still selling at 80. But personally to me, if you're looking for one, I will go for the LCI version, which is called a facelift. It does come, especially for the Malaysian model, it has a navigation system on board, the CIC navigation system. If it's the older version, it just have a compartment on the navigation area where you can store things. I think it's not that nice in terms of the interior look. But other than that, there's not much difference between the pre-LCI and the LCI model. The major difference will be the gearbox. The pre-LCI will have a 6-speed gearbox. My model, the 2014, will have the 8-speed gearbox. Now for used car buying guide, I'm going to share the link above here. Just click it and see my sharing on that video. I pretty much explain what to look for if you're looking to buy a used car. So I'm going to give you the spec of the car. It's going to look very similar to one of the bigger channels on YouTube. Check it out. For the engine, comes with 2-litre inline-4 turbo. It has 181 horsepower and 270 Nm of torque. It comes with 8-speed ZF automatic transmission. My model is the S-Drive 2.0, so it's only a rear-wheel drive. Now this X1 comes with 420-litre capacity of boot space. Now with the back seat drop down flat, you have a luggage capacity of 1,350 litres. Now the 5 years owning this car, I really didn't do much. Everything I leave it stock because most of the time my wife will be driving this car. Although I use this car quite often before I got the X5, and technically this car is a beast. It's a workhorse. It didn't give me much problem. In fact, no problem at all. Just regular oil service, filter change, everything like that. So it's quite a reliable car if you want to ask my honest opinion. Now the few things that I did to the car actually is pretty much all original. What I did was to upgrade my CIC software to the latest one, and to do that I'm going to share the link above so you guys can check that out as well if you guys own an E84 or you plan to buy one. And I also upgraded my navigation map software to the latest one, which is 2021. When I bought the car, it's 2014, so I had the 2015 map, and now I've upgraded to the latest one, so pretty much is quite current. And so if they have the newer map like 2022, 2023, I will continue to upgrade the map, as I plan to keep this car for at least another 2 years or maximum another 3 years before I decide to let this car go and find another replacement. And the next replacement, my wife said she wanted an EV, so I haven't thought of any brands yet, but so far she's leaning towards the latest X1, which is the iX1, if not mistaken, iX1. I'm not sure what is the call sign. Like this is the E84, I don't know what is the call sign for that yet. Of this recording of this video. So if you want to know how to upgrade your latest CIC map to the latest one, I'm going to share the link above here so you guys can do that as well. Now as for the interior, honestly it's quite basic. You have aircon, you have CD, you have radio, and of course you have your cruise control. Pretty much quite a basic system on this E84, unlike the newer models of BMW. It's quite high-tech. Of course I also did install this, which is called the dash cam. So if you don't have one, I suggest you to install one because of there's a lot of insurance scam on and off on Malaysian road. So as for the interior, the only thing I replaced was the front, both passenger and driver side handle, this thing here, because they tend to melt after time frame. So I didn't buy the original one. In fact, I replaced this with the Taiwanese one, which I bought from Lazada, and it's quite cheap. And this material is slightly harder. In fact, it's harder material, but at least it does look OEM. In fact, quite 99%. The only thing is the texture is not soft, it's hard plastic. But to me, I doesn't mind because this quite very often wear off if you use the original one. So I'm pretty much comfortable with getting a hard plastic on the handle here. So if you're looking for a car for a small family, I think this X1 will be very practical for you. When I bought this car, my two kids are still very young. They didn't really grow up in terms of size yet. Age is not a factor, the size is a factor, because this car, in terms of the cabin capacity, of course you can fit 5 person, but the real adults will be quite cramped. So that time my kids are quite small in stature. Now of course they grew up getting taller, even taller than the mother now. And this car is a bit more cramped, so we don't use this car to travel outstation whatsoever. But honestly, if you do outstation travel, this car is solid. It's very rooted on the ground. As all continental cars, it's quite heavy. Now the only thing is when it comes to maintenance, especially when you're buying an older E81, the most important is mileage. If you are closer to 100,000 kilometers or slightly above 100,000 kilometers, make sure the previous owner has done engine valve cover overhaul, and also the oil sump, and also the Vanos system. 100,000 is where it's due time for scheduled maintenance. So if the previous owner did not do it, you will have to likely bear the cost of the maintenance, and it's not cheap. I'm going to share a video above here which I went through with this car. That's the reason why I'm going to keep this car for the next 2 to 3 years, because I just done the most important overhaul or repairs. So is that all I did for the scheduled maintenance? Yeah, one more thing is the aircon condenser. I replaced it. It has to remove the entire dashboard. Cost me about 2K, and pretty much that's it. 2K, I got the original part, no OEM, it's original from Denso. So that's the only thing I've done, and this car has been given me no downtime, and also it didn't break down in the middle of the road. And for the 5 years ownership, I just do scheduled maintenance like I explained before, and besides that, of course, the scheduled repairs, which is 100,000. So you're going to expect these two problems, and other than that, nothing else. It has been a very good workhorse for me, so that's the reason why I decided to extend the ownership of this car for the next 2 to 3 years, because it didn't give me any issues. And for all the BMW I've owned, this car is the least in terms of problems I've encountered. And of course there's wear and tear, which is common if you drive it very often. So when I owned this car, the mileage I got was about 40,000 kilometers. I bought this car from BMW Premium Selection in Auto Abaria. They touch up everything, replace everything that is not up to spec and safety. So I got this car at a very, very good condition. I remember I seen that this here, there was the handle which I mentioned tends to wear. They replace it for me, and with the original one. Of course, now I replace it with the aftermarket one, which I felt is much better, since it will last forever. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And yeah, and I put up to 100,002 kilometers now. So technically it's 60,000 kilometers of uninterrupted driving. Pretty much solid car for me. So I think that's all I can think of for what to share about this car. If you have any question, do write in the comment below, and I will try to reply to you as fast as possible. I always read the comment. And do give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in a bit. Cheers.